platoon?
Yeah, I would say my separation at the top of routes, getting in and out of cuts efficiently, creating separation at the top for the quarterback to have a spot to throw the ball, and then improve on just creating movement at the point of attack against longer defenders. And it's always a work in progress and something that I've always developed throughout my college career and want to continue to develop. And that all starts with low pads, strike violence, and everything in between.
Max, how do you feel like your year at Ohio State helped you get to where you are now?
Yeah, it was awesome. I went there to compete against the best every day, whether that was going against Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, and inside drill, and then going down to one-on-ones against Caleb Downs. And I think every day I got better there, and I'm super grateful for my time there and the experience I had.
You had a decision to make. What made you decide to enter the NFL this year?
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the next opportunity, ready to go compete in the NFL and have a great career.
What do you think of that decision at all? About another year at Ohio State?
Yeah, I thought about it, had some conversations, and this is where I ended up.
What do you think stands out the most on your film that may not show up in the box score?
Yeah, I think just springing big runs, whether that's pulling around on counter, second level blocks, and blocking on the perimeter, and throwing my body around.
Max, are there any NFL players you look up to or model your game after?
Yeah, of course. There's plenty of them. I think it started with George Kittle. I've been watching him for a while now, and he's a guy that you want to emulate and be like. And the way he plays the game and the way he attacks each and every game is impressive and something you want to be like.
What you think of the trend of heavy personnel, a lot of 12 and 13 in the NFL? You smile, obviously, at
Right.
the tight end. You probably love to see that kind of trend.
Yeah, definitely. You love to see that. I mean, the more tight ends out there, the better.
How do you fit into something like that, you think? How your game?
Yeah. No, I played Z in 13 this year, H in 12, Y in 11. Even took a snap at running back. So, I've seen it all. Been lined up all over the field, and I think that's something that will benefit me in the future.
Max, did you meet with the Broncos, and if so, how did that go?
Yeah, I did. They were awesome to talk to. Awesome team to talk with and get to know them a little bit.
How much
Are there any tight ends that you enjoy watching that you try to take bits and pieces of their game?
Yeah, there's multiple. Sam Laporta is another guy that I've watched, and Trey McBride. He's been awesome to watch as well. You want to take bits and pieces from their game and understand what they're doing well and where that can show up in my game.
How much did the extra stuff that they asked you to do and move around at Ohio State prepare you to make the decision to come out?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, getting comfortable in all different formations and different parts of the field and asked to do different jobs, just makes you more well-rounded and ready for the next level.
Have you met with Houston, the Texans?
Yeah, I have. Yep.
How'd it go?
It went great. What was that? Yeah, I think just the way he moves, his fluidity, and how he plays the game is also how I want to play the game. So, yeah, definitely.
Max, what was it like just getting to be part of such a legendary Ohio State team this year, and especially one that's so well represented here?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, tons of great people over there, great coaches, great players. It was fun to get to know them, get to compete with them every day, and it was a special team to share the field with, for sure.
What do teams, somebody like Caleb Downs, for example, what should teams know they're getting if they draft a guy like him?
Yeah, someone that's going to be consistent. He's going to put in the work on a week in and week out basis. He's going to study the game, understand his opponent, and he's going to attack every day the right way. Thank you.
Was it a tough adjustment for you at all going from Purdue, where you were really the #1 receiver, to then at Ohio State, maybe not getting as many of those targets?
Yeah, I mean, I accepted the role that I had. I mean, we were extremely successful at Ohio State, and I was super fortunate to be a part of that. And whatever role that the coach gave me, I was going to go attack it to the best of my abilities. And I was super fortunate to be a part of that team.
Do you have a favorite memory from your
From a personal standpoint, how difficult was it to leave Purdue, where you were a leader and you were a tremendous player,
Right.
to go to Ohio State?
Yeah, it was a tough decision. I grew to love Purdue, love everything that it stood for. It taught me a lot as a player and as a person. And yeah, I had great relationships up there throughout. Coaches, players. My brother was up there with me my final year there, so that was awesome. I went there when I first got there. My cousin was on the team as a wide receiver, And, you know, having those relationships and having the family there really made that place home. And it was a tough decision, but at the end of the day, I wanted to, you know, set myself up for success in the long term and go compete against the best on a daily basis.
Have you met with the Bucks during this process?
I meet with them tonight.
Do you know if that's formal or even
Formal.
how
Formal
would
tonight.
that be to play in that offense, Baker Mayfield, that quarterback?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Payne Durham's down there, tight end, who I played with my freshman year, so that'd be a really cool spot.
What do you remember about Payne being a teammate? You know, that was his last year. You were just getting.
Yeah, Payne was awesome, a super outgoing guy, super fun to be around, kept it light, and worked super hard. So, you know, he was a fun guy to be around and a great teammate. I have not met with them yet, but it would be awesome. I mean, obviously they've had a lot of success at the tight end position, and Andy Reid does a great job with the offense and everything in between. So it'd be awesome to be a part of that.
How much of an adjustment was the weight gain when you went to Ohio State? Like, were there some growing pains? Do you feel like you kind of finally feel comfortable with that weight?
The weight gain?
Yeah.
I was pretty similar weight to, I think I gained like 2 or 3 pounds when I got to Ohio State, so it felt really good. I feel like I can move really well at the weight I'm at, and you know, I hope to gain a few more pounds throughout the years. Just the competition. Like I mentioned earlier, like competition is going to sharpen your game, make you better, and you're always trying to, you know, find the best competition to compete against. Since a young age, I've been doing that, and you know, it's something I'll take away that's important to, you know, keep throughout your future. Favorite moment? Beating Michigan. That was awesome. It's a big deal for us, and it was fun to be a part of that.
Max, have you met with with the Eagles out here, informally or formally?
I have met with the Eagles. Yes, sir.
Formal or informal?
Formal.
How did that go, and how do you kind of see yourself potentially fitting in that offense and with that?
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed meeting with them, and they're a fun group of guys to talk with, and they obviously have extremely high standards there, and it would be awesome to be a part of that.
Have you talked at all? Like, have you studied at all Dallas Goedert? I know you mentioned a bunch of other tight ends that you looked at, but would he be a guy that you'd want to, you know, emulate, model your game after?
Yeah, definitely. I think he plays the game the right way. His route running and his smoothness is something that, you know, every tight end wants to be like. So I take bits and pieces from him as well.
Max, you're a pretty good baseball player, high school. What made you decide to lean towards football? What position did you play also?
Yeah, I played shortstop and center field in high school. I planned on playing in college. That's what I was committed for both. I did a month of it. My ankle wasn't in a great spot, so I just decided to, you know, focus on football because that's ultimately what I wanted to do at the end of the day. And I had to get ready for spring ball, but it was a fun month to be a part of that and, you know, learn different teammates and understand the game a little bit.
You committed to baseball at Purdue?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are some of the up-and-coming tight ends at Ohio State people should be looking out for?
Yeah, we got 2 transfers that are great players, and we also have Bennett Christian, where he was awesome to, you know, get to know and play with, as well as Nate Roberts, a young guy, Max LeBlanc. I think Nate has a extremely exciting future and someone that is going to continue to get better and develop, as well as Max LeBlanc. Yeah, it's a great room. It was fun to be with those guys last year. I'm excited to see what they do in the future. Yeah, he's extremely versatile. He can do everything. He's going to stick his nose in there in the run game. He's going to separate at top of routes, make contested catches. He's going to be a great player.
What do you feel like are the best things that you will bring to an NFL team?
Yeah, I think it starts with building relationships, building trust. I want to be a guy that comes in there from day one and earns trust every day because it's not going to be easy. And I'm going to be a guy that's going to show up every day with the same mindset to get better and attack each day like the last.
Transition last year helped with that. It kind of happened.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really similar. It was a similar experience last year, so that kind of gives me, you know, an idea of what it's going to be like moving on to the next level.
Max, I'm sure you look at guys in the league and watch tape and all that stuff. Do you like Travis Kelce much?
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, he's been awesome throughout the years. One of the best to ever do it. His route running is extremely unique, and the way he moves and the way he separates at the top of routes is something that I think every tight end wants to be like. And you know, the production he's put up is something that everyone admires, and he's been awesome to follow and see his career.
Max, would you?
Yeah, I think there's a few guys. Him, Sam Laporta, like I mentioned earlier, and a little bit of Trey McBride. So.
What about Colston Loveland's performance last year, Max? What did you like about what you saw from him in Chicago?
Yeah. Colston's an awesome player. He's been fun to watch, especially throughout his rookie year. He has an extremely bright future, and it's going to be fun to see how he continues to develop and continues to get better.
Seeing tight ends come in and have that immediate impact, is that basically the goal you're setting for yourself?
Yeah, of course. That's always the goal. I mean, you want to make impact every year you're out there, and you want to put everything into it to put yourself in the best position to have success, regardless of when it is.
Thanks, man.
What does Arnold Tate do so well that makes your life easier as a receiver?
Yeah, he does a lot of things extremely well. He's just such a smooth route runner, someone who can blow the top off the defense, but also snap off at the top of routes and make contested catches. He has great hands, and he opens up the offense for everyone.
What was it like playing with Julian Sagan last year? How do you feel like going to grow year to
Yeah, Julian's going to be special. He's an extremely accurate thrower of the football, and he throws an extremely catchable ball, something that, as receivers you want, and I think the sky's the limit with him. He's an extremely cerebral guy, and he's going to continue to develop that smartness of the game and continue to develop his game.
You take one more.
What was that?
Are you planning to do all the drills here?
Yes, sir, that's the plan.
Thanks, everyone.